I think we ought to talk about why we even got to where we're at on the AL6 La Scala. My name is Roy Delgado and I'm a loudspeaker guy for Klipsch, also known as the Chief Bonehead. We're going to talk about the La Scala today. The La Scala AL6. And you're going to say, AL6? There's no such thing, bro. There is now. The AL6 is the next evolutionary model of the AL5. Mr. K wanted to replace all horns designed going forward with Tractrix horns. I thought this would be a good time to replace the only exponential horn we still have in the line, the K401. So I designed a horn to see if I could get it to fit as much of this mouth area as I could. So we ran some data, we ran some curves, and it looked good. This horn is significantly shorter than the 401. The other changes that we made to the La Scala, I'm at a point where I can actually use a better designed compression driver that we currently make for cinema, which is a 3-inch titanium diaphragm instead of a 2-inch diaphragm compression driver. And that is what's in this prototype here, because it has to go down to about approximately 400 hertz, not necessarily for the La Scala, but for the K horn. The other thing that I was also interested in is the Jubilee uses an extended wide dispersion phasing plug. The Cornwall, Forte, and Heresy use a wide dispersion phasing plug. The K horn La Scala don't. Well, they will now. This wide dispersion phasing plug that will be used in the AL6 will make sure that the polar stays consistent beyond the exit of the compression driver. That's really what this is all about. It's very annoying when you're listening to something and you have a nice sound stage, and then because of the higher harmonics of like cymbals and even sibilances, it can detract and go back to the center of the speaker because the coverage pattern is much narrower than the rest of the bandwidth of the horn. Well, now that distraction will be gone. Plus, now all the Heritage line will have some sort of wide dispersion up to the limit of hearing. Then I thought, the systems that really need delay are our horn-loaded systems, because the LF horns tend to have longer delay than a direct radiator system would. And I really can't address delays passively if the arrival times between the LF and the MF horn are greater than 0.5 milliseconds. So why don't we use the platform of the Jubilee processor? That will solve probably the biggest objection, the arrival times between the LF and HF horn. You know, in the past, we just lived with it because the other things that the La Scala would bring could override those objections. But now we have it within our ability to correct that. So I programmed one of the Heritage DSPs for La Scala. The resultant response was a little amazing. The other thing about using this, and to me this is the reason why an active should exist for a horn-loaded system, and that is the arrival times and adjusting the phase at crossover. That, if I didn't do anything else, to me is why I would like an active, because you can do it with an active. You can delay it, you can adjust the phase, and therefore there's very little interference at crossover points now. Now what you get, because of all the arrivals at the same time and in the coverage patterns matching, and you're able to create a soundstage that is very detailed, that is very pinpoint. Traditionally, the La Scala and the K horn had passive networks in it, and therefore you could use one channel per speaker. It's going to come with a passive network already installed in it. And when you're ready to experience the active version of this, you'll be able to buy the processor, which uses the same tech as the Jubilee processor. You'll be able to quickly disconnect like 6 wires from the back, hook up your amplifiers from your LF, MF, and HF into the La Scala and ready to roll. And now you're in what I consider the best mode of operation for the La Scala. I knew the La Scalas, I knew that we were leaving dBs on the table. I think we got to the Scala now where we're squeezing every dB that we can out of it. And to my ears, it's the best Scala I've ever heard.